guys, thanks for tuning in. Well, today I have an unboxing for you and a review. These are the PreSonus Eris E4.5 active studio monitors. They come in a pair, which is kind of cool. They retail for $199. Just a little bit about them. Basically, you've got a stereo 1/8 inch input, you got a balanced 1/4 inch TRS input, and you have unbalanced RCAs. I'll show you the back of these once I open it up here. Your frequency response is 70 Hertz to 20K, and they're 25 watt speakers. Each speaker is 25 watts. So they're pretty powerful for a small little speaker. They look to be pretty cool for like a small project studio, or at $200, even if you want like higher end monitors for gaming or your PC or whatever. I mean, $200 is pretty reasonable for a set of speakers. So let's take a look at them, and I'll show you. I'll open this up and I'll show you what they look like. Here, let's get this open. Pretty excited to check these out. So here's your cables. It's got your RCA connection cable, so 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch. So they supply that with you. So if you're going to use it for like connect to a laptop or a PC, you got the cable right there. Then you've got a straight 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch, and then you've got some speaker wire, and I'll show you why you need that in a second here. Comes with user's guide, and normally you get your PreSonus bumper sticker there, so that comes with it as well. And let's take a look at the speakers now here. Come well packaged. Again, these are 4.5 inch speakers. Take a look at these. This is the business one. I'll show you this in a second here. I'll get this opened up. Oh, nice looking speaker. So again, this is the business one here. This is where you bring your power to right here. And you've got your RCA left and right. You've got your TRS left and right. You have your acoustic tuning. What this is basically for, depending on the type of room you have or how you have your speakers set up, you can actually tune these speakers to your space, which is pretty cool for a speaker of this size and this price. I don't think you're going to find that on any other speaker in this price range. You can basically control the gain on your mid and your high end, and then you have a low cutoff switch here. And again, you can choose between 3 different acoustic spaces, whether you're based upon the positions of your speakers, which is pretty cool. And they put it right on the back here, so you don't have to go to the manual to figure it out. It's right here. This is your left speaker that we're holding here, and then this connects to using 2-wire speaker cable. It connects to the right speaker, which I'll pull out here in a second. And of course, you got your power cable right there. But unlike traditional active monitors, at least the ones that I've used, this has all the business on the left speaker, the power, the inputs, etc. And then you connect up with the right speaker. You just basically connect it to the left speaker, so it's a little easier to configure. Take a look at the front here, and you've got on-off switch on the front, which is pretty convenient rather than having it on the back. You have an aux in, which is what that 1/8 inch cable's for, and a headphone in, and then you have a gain adjustment, a volume adjustment. So you can see that these were designed. You can see they're designed for not only a small project studio, but also if you wanted to use them for a gaming system or higher end PC speakers. The cone here has some protection on it, which is kind of cool. Just some added protection. Pretty weighty. I think the two together weigh about 13 pounds, somewhere around there. 14 pounds, something like that. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple design. What I'm going to do is we'll get this hooked up to my system. I'm not going to actually do an audio test because it doesn't come across YouTube well at all. I'm going to listen to them and I'll give you my opinion on what I think about and how they sound. So let me hook this up to my system, and next I'll tell you what I think about them. Alright guys, I just was putting the speakers through their paces. I did set them up in my studio using Studio One, and they sounded really good. I wanted to test them out as well with my iPhone. Just a connection with the the supplied 1/8" cable to RCA, which is pretty convenient that they supply that to it. So PreSonus has kind of thought of everything when they package these up. The other thing is the speaker cable that goes between the two speakers. A real nice little detail is the ends are soldered, so they're not like, you don't have to splice them or anything like that. They're soldered, so you just stick them right in and they're not going to fray out. Another nice attention to detail. But back to the speakers. So I gotta say that I know when I said 70 hertz before, you're probably saying, oh boy. I tell you what, you get every bit of that 70 hertz in these speakers, and I don't know how they do it because they're pretty small, but they're able to reproduce bass pretty well. I ran this, I was playing Bohemian Rhapsody, which is a song that I usually use when I test out speakers, and it got every bit of that. It basically sounded really good on it. The bass parts, the high-end piano parts, the clarity was excellent for a small 4.5" speaker. Like I said, they've kind of thought of everything. You've got multiple ways you can connect to this speaker. You're able to configure it for different types of room, situations. So I mean, for $200, if that's your budget for monitors, I think you've got a good choice with these speakers. Obviously they're not going to give you the reproduction of an 8" speaker because they're only 4.5 inches. They're not going to give you the bass and the same midtones that an 8" speaker is going to give you. But for 4.5 inches, they sound awesome. They really do. I'm going to probably use these for mobile if I want to sit in a different area of the house and do some mixing or listen to music or something. Or I probably would put them on my PC downstairs because I do a lot of mix reviews. And I could actually see these using these to review mixes on. Anyway, so that's the PreSonus Eris E4.5 speakers, $200. If you want to go to Guitar Center and give them a listen, it's probably a good idea because your ears are your ears. But I can tell you, my ears thinks that they sound pretty darn good for $200. All right, so I hope this was helpful. If you like what you saw here, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to have more reviews and stuff. If you have any suggestions or questions, put them in the comments or send me a message and I'll be happy to help you out. So I appreciate you watching today, and have a great day.